halfway through the week and we've had 2 beautiful weather days in a row. Things are always bright and sunny here on the COASTLIFE couch. We are your hosts. I'm Leah Rizzo.
I'm Charlie Sokaitis. And in a former life, I used to cover the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay, Wisconsin, which is only important this week because that is where the NFL draft is being held. It starts on Thursday, but I want people at home to understand how big a deal it is for that city specifically.
Yeah.
Green Bay is only, in Green Bay proper, about 105,000 people.
Oh, wow.
For the regular Green Bay Packer game, about 78 to 80,000 people will travel to Green Bay. Stadium holds about 80, but some of those people go to the game, some are tailgating, whatever. For the NFL draft, 250,000 people are descending on what is a reasonably small city in America. It's like the 65th biggest market in America. And so it's just going to be a very interesting thing to watch. I think that everybody at home, if you are a big football fan, pay attention to the energy at this thing because it's going to be off the charts. People do not understand that Green Bay, like, the trash cans are green and gold. Every other road is like Mike Holmgren Way, Brett Favre Pass.
Yes.
So it's a big deal there, and I think you're going to feel that energy in the air. So if you're a big football fan, make sure you tune in for that stuff because it's going to be exciting.
It sounds like Green Bay's energy is not entirely unlike Philadelphia's energy when it comes to cheering on their football team. A little less violence, perhaps?
I was going to say, here's the difference.
A little less destruction.
In Green Bay, when you show up with the other team's jersey, people are like, hey, would you like a brat? Hey, nice to see you. I hope you guys don't win. And it feels like that's maybe not the same experience for the visiting crowd in Philly.
You're not wrong in that regard, but I think the energy, the support, the naming of the streets, the colors, that's all a very familiar vibe, if you will. Speaking of sports, though, we want to remind you that on Delmarva's Sports Network, Into the Trenches, we'll be back for yet another year. This year, we're following Cape Henlopen, and just really great storytelling, especially for local sports, to kind of put them on that stage. It's really cool to follow along.
You get to go behind the scenes. You get to see what's going on with those teams. Now, for Cape, remember, they went to the state title game last year. So one of the themes I think that you're probably going to see this year is dealing with expectation.
Yeah.
And, you know, you've lost some of the kids that were on the team that got you there.
Yep.
So how does that next group step up? Can they? You know, how's the season going to go? And they do a great job over there at the Delmarva Sports Network. So make sure you tune in for that.
Absolutely. Some other things that we want to make sure you tune in for. We know that May is coming up, and May the 4th, you know where I'm going with this, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. They always say now, May the 4th is Star Wars Day, officially.
So you can say, May the 4th be with you.
Well, if you are a big Star Wars fan and you have not yet tied the knot, Vegas has a little something for you. They're doing some May the 4th weddings. Couples who want to tie the knot can choose from 2 packages titled Yoda One for Me and Love Star. Instead of Death Star.
You know, I was on board
until you
read those 2 things.
Both wedding packages offer an officiant dressed either as Princess Leia or Darth Vader. They include custom Star Wars music, bouquets, and boutonnieres. The Love Star package will cost you $600. It's a little bit pricier than the Yoda One for Me package, which includes the trip of a limousine service and a Unity sand ceremony, and that'll cost $860.
Either way, that's pretty much a steal for a wedding when you talk about what you're
saying.
paying. But here's how I feel about any of these themed weddings. As long as it's what the bride and the groom or whoever is getting married is into, hey, it's your big day. Do it up. Have fun how you want to do it. If you want to do, you know, something themed with Star Wars or Harry Potter or any of the big, you know, whatever it might be, there's no reason to hide or shy away from what you actually care about. You know, let your geek flag fly. Be wild. Be out there.
I agree. But Star Wars has always been kind of funny for me. It's been a little give and take because when I was a kid, and I may have told this story before, one of my very good friends growing up, his name was Luke. And Luke and Leah are close enough to Luke and Leia that anytime we were hanging out together, people would go, oh, look, it's Luke and Leia.
Oh, so you're scarred by child name disappropriation.
But then I watched Star Wars a little bit older, and I was like, oh, wait, Leia's awesome. And I should have been like, you know what? You're right. It is Leia.
She's far superior to Luke in a whole bunch of ways.
In every way possible.
Leia, Luke is still just kind of this sad sack guy in a lot of it. Leia sees her whole planet get destroyed, and she's like, the rebellion is on. Let's go.
So I was like, oh, wait, I was wrong. I should have watched this a lot sooner, and I should have modeled my course of actions after Princess Leia, because she's a baddie. But we thought that was kind of fun. So if you are getting ready to tie the knot May the 4th, if that's open and available for you, you may want to check out
might have to go
days.
to May the 4th next year. I don't know if you're going to be able to fit it in if you haven't planned.
I don't know, man. It's
already.
Vegas. But we've got a show to get to. Lots of fun for you planned today on Coast Life. Let's see what's coming up today on the show.
We already talked about DSN a little bit with their football side of things, but the Outdoor Expo that they're a part of is coming up this weekend, and we're going to get a little extra information on that.
And if you've been struggling with that weight loss journey, is it time to have the surgery conversation, the medication conversation? We've got some answers to some of the questions you may have.
And do you like trains? Because the Lewes Junction has some, well, we've got sound effects too. The Lewes Junction has a new piece to take a look at, and we're going to get in a great conversation about when you can check that out.
All that fun and more is coming your way on Coast Life.
Coast Life is sponsored by Beebe Healthcare, Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, Preston Automotive Group, Shell Brothers, and the Parker Group. This segment of Coast Life is sponsored by Beebe Healthcare.
Well, for many folks who have been on that weight loss journey, it comes with ups, it comes with downs, it comes with a lot of questions as well. Is it time to talk to a surgeon? Is it time to talk about medications? Well, we've got all of those answers for many of those questions because we've got Dr. Tarek Waked, a bariatric surgeon from Beebe Healthcare, joining us on the Coast Life couch today. Well, welcome, my friend, and thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
So why don't we start with maybe the beginning, and a question that a lot of people maybe don't ask themselves in this journey: what are even the causes of weight gain? Because there's more than one.
Yeah, that's a great question. So unfortunately, 30% of the American population struggles with what we call obesity. So obesity is now a disease because now we know that the excessive amount of body fat results in chronic inflammation, results in other diseases that are called weight-related diseases. So diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, fatty liver disease, sleep apnea, fatigue. So a lot of people complain of fatigue. They don't have the energy to do anything. And that's because of the chronic inflammation from that excessive amount of body fat. And so what causes that? I call it the triple factor. So nutrition, exercise or activity, and a very important factor most people forget about is biology. So what's biology? So biology is basically what are your genetics, what are your hormones. So if you have those hormones that make you gain a lot of weight, that do not suppress your appetite, that lower your calorie consumption, so you are more prone to struggling with weight problems during your life. Imagine even factors that are before you're born. So if your mother gained a lot of weight while pregnant with you, that increases your chances of gaining weight after your teenage years. So it's very important to deal with those hormones as well as the diet and the exercise.
Yeah, for sure.
So when somebody's coming to you and they want to maybe explore some of the different options, what are the kinds of questions that you're going to ask a patient so that they can know at home kind of what to consider for the different options that you have?
So basically, first I go through their diet recall. So what they're eating, what they're drinking, because most people don't focus on also what they're drinking. So there's a lot of those sugar sweetened beverages. Even those beverages that say 0 sugar or 0 calories, if they taste sweet, that means they have sweeteners. And believe it or not, sweeteners are worse than sugar when it comes to weight gain.
Wow.
So that's what they drink, what they eat, their activity level. Are they active? Are they getting 5 to 10,000 steps a day? And then I go through their weight loss or weight gain history. So have they struggled with weight gain during their lifetime? When did that start? Did their mother gain a lot of weight? Are they taking any medications that are causing weight gain? So these are part of our comprehensive evaluation when they come and see us.
We're talking about weight gain here. That's this whole conversation, and there are two parts to it. It seems like right now there's the surgery side, there's the medication side. Talk about the difference between the two and what people need to consider.
So I think medications are great. Weight loss medications are very effective. We have some advanced medications nowadays. But I always consider them as a bridge so that it can give you the opportunity to change your lifestyle. As you may know, these medications cannot be used for a lifetime. And we know around 60 to 80% of the people who stop those medications will regain the weight back if they do not continue with the lifestyle. As far as surgery, is more of a permanent solution. It's like having that medication for life. And the way it works is it gets rid of those hormones that are making you gain weight, which is what the medications usually do. With the surgery, the likelihood of you gaining that weight back goes down to 20%. Wow. With the medications is around 70 to 80%.
And I think that's a big difference. You know, that's a wide gap between the long-term efficacy of those things.
Yeah, and I don't want to say medications are not good. They are good, but they have to be for the right person with the right weight. So if you're looking to lose 20, 30 pounds only for the next 6 to 12 months, medications are great. But don't forget the triple action plan: healthy diet, activity, and biology. So biology is either medication or surgery. The most common misconception I hear from people and family of people who are thinking about doing something about their weight struggles is this the easy way out? It's definitely not the easy way out. I always say it's the healthy way out for a very common disease that's affecting 30% of the American population. Why is it the healthy way out? Well, if you have cancer, you go to the cancer doctor, you get treatment for the cancer. Obesity is a disease. You gotta go to the obesity doctor and get treatment for that. If you do only diet and exercise, the likelihood of gaining the weight back within 6 to 12 months of losing that weight is around 80%. If you do the diet, the exercise, and you treat your biology with either surgery or medications, the likelihood of keeping your weight off is around 80% for life. So it's not the easy way out. It's always a triple action plan. We got to work with your diet, your exercise, and your biology.
So not the easy way out, maybe the effective way out.
And healthiest way out.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So for folks who are ready to maybe make that appointment, get in touch with you, how should they get in touch with your office?
So you can either register for the seminar online through the Beebe website, or you can call our office and one of our wonderful patient care representatives will register for the seminar.
Fantastic. Well, Dr. Waked, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
And thank you for helping keep our neighbors and our friends all safe and healthy.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Of course. But we do have some more Coast Life to get to. We know that we've got many generous folks here along coastal Delmarva. Yet another way that you can give back when we get back.
We have, it seems like, thousands and thousands of organizations out here on the coast who are doing good work, but one of the ones that you need to pay attention to this week, it is the Rehoboth Beach Sunrise Rotary. We've got a couple great representatives with us today. Say hello to Gail Dejaml and Pat Campbell White. Ladies, how are you doing today?
Thank you. We're doing wonderfully well. Thank you for having us.
All right. Well, what do you guys, you're in here. We've got these great bowls on the table. It seems like a lot's going on. Why are you guys here on the couch today? What is it that you want to talk about?
Well, we want to talk about our event, Empty Bowls. Empty Bowls is actually a worldwide venture. Our local potters make bowls for us, and we have an event where we have a whole bunch of partners, and Pat will help me talk about them too, that provide soup and bread and cookies and ice cream for us. And we sell tickets to it, obviously. And the idea is to raise money to help people who are food insecure.
Now, you say this is a worldwide event. What brought you guys to what is a larger thing?
I am not sure who brought it to us.
We had members of our club who had participated in Empty Bowls events elsewhere, just like all the area. We're so enriched in this area. I've been here since 1680. I age well, but
I was going to say.
Yeah, I aged well, but a lot of people come in from other areas, and back in my old home club where we used to live, we did XYZ. So one of our members was telling us about Empty Bowls, and it is a worldwide organization. And if you go Google it, you'll find out that it's a passion of local potters who make bowls very much like this. Some of them are much larger. You don't necessarily eat the soup out of this bowl.
No.
And that's besides bragging about our fantastic potters, Sodell Concepts, who do so much in our area, not only with their dozen of restaurants or more, but they donate the soup for the event. You'll come in, you'll have a choice of 3 different kinds of soup. You get a bowl of soup. Our other participants, Pasqualini's Bakery in Rehoboth, they'll have some bread there for us to eat.
Always good to have a little bit of bread with the soup. You got to soak that up.
Absolutely. Now, the second part of that other beautiful bowl that you held up a while ago, this is one of our door prizes.
These, by the way, for the people at home, not only are these gorgeous, I think you can tell that much from here. They seem incredibly well made. Like this is just something special that you could really have.
Well, those aren't made by local potters by any means. They are a door prize.
For the first time, in addition to picking out your bowl and being eligible for the door prizes, we're going to let you pick out a cookbook.
Oh, that's great. So you have something to cook and put into those bowls.
Absolutely. So if you like the soup, you'll be able to look up a recipe and do it yourself.
Yeah.
So those cookbooks are being donated by our members and from different libraries across Sussex.
So obviously, part of what you guys want to do is just make a difference. That's the overall goal. But is there a specific goal in mind for this year?
Well, we refer to this, and it's referred to this worldwide as solving hunger one bowl at a time. Last year, we were in Rehoboth Beach Elementary School and Love Creek Elementary. Between those 2 schools, unfunded lunch needs for the students there were close to $3,000. But our treasurer doesn't like odd numbers, so he just
it's nice to have one whole number.
He just wrote a check for $3,000, and we donated that into the district food fund for the students there at those schools. We know there are problems out there. We love being part of the solution.
I think it's just a really good reminder. You talk about here in Sussex County, and we're so used to seeing the beach and the great things that we have down here, and the big homes and the nice stuff. That doesn't mean that everybody is doing okay. And there is always room to lend a little bit of a helping hand.
Yeah, you scratch the surface and you find something very different underneath.
Well, and our Rotary Club, when it was chartered in 2002, our focus has always been on the youth of our area.
So these guys are doing things that are making a difference every day, sometimes the day after they find out about a problem. Could you give our viewers one more time this upcoming event, the information they need to know so they can get to it?
Okay, we want you with us. We want you Sunday. We want you April 27th at St. Jude's Life Center, right there in the Nassau area at St. Jude's, the Apostle Church. It's an adjacent building. The event starts at 2 o'clock. If you're holding a VIP ticket, you can show up at 1:30. You'll have 225 bowls to search through until you find, and I love this. This is one that I got back in 2017. It was made by an artist at Rehoboth Art League with the initials of MS. This bowl means a lot to me. So, of course, it's my favorite color.
I can tell you've been holding it this whole interview.
I don't let it go. But yes, please be with us this coming Sunday. Get your tickets on Eventbrite. You can always go to the Rehoboth Sunrise Rotary Club webpage. I'm easy to find. We're easy to find. This is what we do, Charlie.
Well, ladies, we really appreciate you coming in. If you're somebody at home looking to make a difference this weekend, it's a great opportunity, great way to spend your Sunday. Give back a little bit to people that it's going to make a real difference for. We've got more Coast Life coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere.
You're watching Coast Life with Leah Rizzo and Charlie Sokaitis.
You ever have those moments where you feel like that college degree is or is not coming into play? Like maybe all the random knowledge that you hold on to and you're like, is this what I spent money on? I don't remember anything I learned in college, but I remember random theme songs and jingles in my head. Well, you might not be the only one that feels like maybe that was a questionable decision. Apparently, almost half of Gen Z feels like their college degree, waste of time, waste of money.
So I can get on board with the waste of money thing because I feel like tuitions, they just keep going up. People are getting crippled by student loan debt. That conversation I'm willing to have. Waste of time, I do not agree with, because even when parts of my college experience didn't directly go towards what I now do, the amount of maturing and learning how to be an adult and how to function in society that you get at college is extremely important. So I think that I'm willing to go with them on the monetary side, and maybe that outweighs any benefits to some extent, but I'm a big fan, a big proponent of education, higher education specifically, because I think that's where you expand your mind, you learn how to research things, you get exposed to different kinds of people, different ideas in a way that's really, really important.
Yeah, I think I agree with you 100% that education is, it's near and dear to my heart. It is something that I take, I think it's very important. Maybe it's not something I took as seriously at the time, but I do take very seriously in hindsight, and I absorbed a lot more than I thought I did, I think, in my high school, college years. But they do say that Gen Z is feeling the squeeze, where they feel like, well, everything that we learn in college, ChatGPT can do now. And maybe some of that is researching, writing, some of those skills that maybe were newer to you in college than they were in high school. You maybe didn't have to learn because maybe you learned how to use ChatGPT in college.
Yeah, but I would argue that learning how to
prompt it is also a skill.
How to prompt it, learning how to use those things, learning how to judge whether or not the information you got back is accurate and matches up.
Yes.
I think that all those things matter. And then also, like, one of my favorite classes, or some of my favorite classes, were my upper division history classes. I was a history major, journalism's my minor, and being in a class and having discussions over the impact of certain things. When you're past the point of just give me the date, give me the time, and you're in a group of 12, 15 people, and you're debating the significance of some important battle that happened, what led up to it, what were the economic indicators that suggested maybe there was going to be a problem between this faction or that faction. Those kind of discussions, I don't think that you can get just by using the internet.
I agree 100%. And some of my favorite classes, I was a creative writing major and a theater minor. My costuming class has yet to come into play, but I think a lot of my English courses, where some of them were taught a little bit more like a history course. So we were learning 16th, 17th century English, and it's so fun and interesting to look at how much has changed, what's different, and how nothing has changed and nothing is different. And I think to have those conversations in that sort of forum type formats in a college classroom, and my professor for some of those classes, she was just incredible. So I think to interact with adults who aren't your parents, aren't your coworkers, aren't maybe the teachers that you had in high school, it gives you a whole different experience, I think, in college. And I think that is the value of higher education.
It's like being a semi-pro before you go pro. You've got to get through that level. It proves that you know how to work hard, do difficult things, complete a task. So there's a lot, work on deadline. There's all sorts of stuff that I think that is a huge value. But when you get to the price point, I do think that people should probably take a real hard, long look at what college you might want to go to. If you're going to be, an engineer, a surgeon, maybe you don't care as much about what that price point is. You want to go to the best school for that specific thing. If you're not going to do that, if you're going to be something in an industry that doesn't maybe pay quite that well, journalism, you might want to go to a school that is more fiscally responsible for what you want to do long term. Maybe the state school is better than the private school for you, if that's your consideration. Maybe you want to do 2 years at a community college before transferring over to even the state school to finish up so that you can get stuff, that lower division stuff, at a lower price point.
A lot to consider. That's the stress about college I don't miss. We still have plenty of coast life to get to. Let's see what's coming up when we get back.
If you love all those great outdoor toys, now that we're getting into the season, the Outdoor Expo is coming up, and we've got a special guest to talk about it.
And if you're a big sushi lover like myself, we've got one of the greatest places to check out in Ocean City.
And this show is already on the tracks, but we're going to keep it going as we talk to somebody from Lewes Junction and one of the new exhibits they have to show off. Stick around, more Coast Life after the break. Are you somebody that likes to get outside? Are you somebody that likes to have fun, taking advantage of some of the things that we have to offer here along the coast, here on Delmarva? Well, we have a great guest for you today. We've got Jason Lee from Outdoors Delmarva. And Jason, we're going to get to some of the stuff you guys do in a minute.
Okay.
Before we do that, there's a big Outdoor Expo coming up. What can you tell us about that? What do the people need to know if they want to get out there and enjoy?
Charlie, there is a big outdoor expo coming up this weekend. It is the 3rd annual DSN Outdoors Expo happening at the Delaware State Fairgrounds in Harrington Friday and Saturday. Now, Friday, the hours are from 3 until 8 in the afternoon evening time frame. Saturday from 10 until 4. So many things happening here, including, for those who are wondering, yes, 1CW Championship Wrestling is coming back. That's happening on Saturday. It's only going to be in the morning, so you've only got a couple of hours to go check out some live professional wrestling.
See those guys tossing bodies around.
It's a very unique aspect to our Outdoor Expo. So if you want to go check that out, make sure you get there early on Saturday. But there's going to be so many vendors there. I look down through the list and I'm like, oh, that's going to be interesting. I can't wait to go by and see them. The craft vendors are one of my favorites because you never know what you're going to find that you never knew you needed.
I mean, I will tell you, because I was there last year.
Yeah.
They've got a toy for everything. I mean, if you need this, if you need that for your outdoor needs,
That's
when
right.
I was there, you just walk up and down those aisles and you're like you said, I didn't even know I need this, and now I have to have it.
Yeah, and if you're in the market for a boat, RV, side-by-sides, ATVs, whatever you are like, I need something to move myself in the outdoors, we're going to have those on display. Lots of hunting and fishing vendors are going to be there this year. We've got a massive amount of food trucks in our food truck court. There's going to be a bounce house for the kids. A car and motorcycle show is happening on Saturday. Now, the motorcycle part of that is new this year, and you can register your vehicles at the fairgrounds the day of, so don't have to worry about pre-registration or anything like that.
There,
just roll up and be like,
fuss.
I'm here for the car or motorcycle show. They'll get you registered and get you placed into the fairgrounds. But we're going to be back at the Dover building and the Kent Pavilion and the adjacent pavilion right there. I mean, so we've got kind of a centralized complex of the Outdoor Expo, and everything's within walking distance. You don't have to worry about, it's from one side of the fairgrounds to the other.
You're going to be able to get around,
Yes.
see all the things. It's all kind of in one spot.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really nice to get out there and just, especially if the weather's beautiful. It is a rain or shine event. So if you're thinking, well, the weather doesn't look great for Saturday, just bring an umbrella, but everything is covered.
Yeah, I was going
or
to say,
you're inside.
they've got the big, not a tent exactly, but whatever, the big awnings.
The huge pavilions, you're going to be out of the weather if it does turn a little bit on the dreary side. But it's awesome to get out there and just kind of meet people that are local to your community that say, you know what, I've got this service, I've got a product, and if you'd like more, here's where you can find it.
Yes.
And this is a great place to do that. It's kind of one-stop shopping in the world of outdoors.
And the great thing for when you have somebody that is local, they really understand the needs of the area.
Yeah.
They understand what is and isn't going to work out here when you're getting outdoors and having fun.
Absolutely. Always looking forward to it. I'm going to be out there both Friday and Saturday. I'll be walking around. My co-host.
Hard to miss him. He's tall. You can see him from a mile away.
Somebody will say, "Where's your co-host?" And Lauren will be there as well at some point. I'm sure that everybody will want to meet her. But we're not the stars of the show. The stars of the show are the vendors, those individuals, those business owners who are saying, you know what, we want to help our community get out there and enjoy Delmarva's outdoors.
Well, give us the info one more time, and then I have another question.
All
for
right,
you.
sure. That's this Friday and Saturday, the Delaware State Fairgrounds in Harrington. Friday, it's 3 until 8 p.m., and then Saturday from 10 until 4. You can find out more information right now at WBOCevents.com and just click on the DSN Outdoors Expo link.
That's great for everybody to know. Go do that. But let's move on real quick
Okay.
here. What's going on with Outdoor Delmarva? Tell us, what you guys have coming up that might excite the people.
Well, I don't know what excites the people, but I know what excites us. And right now it's turkey hunting season across Delmarva. I mean, Delaware and Maryland turkey season is in full swing. We're trying to get out there and see as many birds as possible. If you know of where the birds are, please let us know.
They'll take the tips.
Yeah, because they're moving really kind of weird this year. And some people are getting them. Other people are just like, we've been out there 3 days and haven't seen a bird one. But springtime on Delmarva is a very magical time because everybody is excited. It was a long, hard winter. As soon as the weather broke, everybody said, we're getting out there and we're going to do all the things. There's a lot happening this weekend. I know that the Delaware Defense Day is happening at Fort Miles on Saturday. That's going to be really fun. I know Springfest is happening in Ocean City. That's going to be also fun. Lots to do, lots to get out there and enjoy, and we're doing our best to try to get out there to all the events to try to bring them to you, to your television sets.
Well, Jason, thanks for coming in.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. You guys go watch this program. It is incredible. If you like to get outside, enjoy things, they're going to give you a couple tips and tricks you might not know about if you didn't tune in. We're going to have more Coast Life coming up after the break. Stick around.
This segment of Coast Life is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism.
Well, you know, there's no shortage of fantastic meals in Ocean City, but I gotta tell you, Coast Life, this is a shoot that I was very, very, very excited about, because one of my favorite places to get sushi is Bluefish right here in Ocean City. We're hanging out with Lucy Liu, general manager of this restaurant, and you guys have all kinds of dishes, of drinks. It's such a creative menu. You guys have been around for about 15 years. Kind of tell us the story and tell us a little bit about the menu itself.
So I think the transformation came about 4 years ago, post-COVID.
I see, and it is, I mean, it's stunning as soon as you walk through the door, as you can tell that a lot of love has gone into crafting the atmosphere here. What would you describe the atmosphere as for customers when they walk in?
Zen.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah.
So let's dive into the menu a little bit. Usually when people start off their menu, they start with some drinks. So what do we have in front of us?
So we have the lychee lemonade, which is a mocktail for those who are not of age.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so it's pretty much done the same way as the lychee martini, except we put freshly squeezed lemon juice.
Oh yes. And on like a hot summer day, you know that this would come in and just be life-changing for your attitude. You would no longer be grumpy. So what are these dishes? Because they look amazing.
The black pepper lo mein.
Yum.
The sauce itself we make with coriander.
Ooh, okay.
We heat it up in boiling hot oil.
Nice.
Let it simmer for about 10 minutes until its property has infused into the oil.
Ah.
Drain it out, blend it. And then there's cilantros, let me think, garlic, sesame oil, black pepper, of course.
All the delicious ingredients.
Yeah,
All right.
That's the base of the sauce.
So what else do we have?
This is crab meat fried rice. Because we live, in Maryland, we're known for our blue crabs.
Yes.
So we invented this dish to kind of, put fun in fried rice.
I love that.
A lot of black pepper. And the rice, it's not our typical fried rice, which is based in soy sauce.
Nice. I feel like if you love sort of Thai or Asian cuisine, and the touch of the blue crab is just the perfect marriage of the two, and I think that's such a fun menu item for Ocean City.
Oh, thank you.
And of course, one of my all-time favorite parts of the menu, the sushi. I was here back in the middle of January celebrating my birthday with a little bit of a sushi party for me.
Oh wow, January baby.
January baby.
I
yep.
am too.
Nice.
Yeah.
When's your birthday? 10th on the 18th. We're so close.
We need to celebrate together.
We do. So you've got 2 sushi rolls in front of us. Tell us a little bit about what we're diving into now.
Well, the first roll closest to you is a mango roll.
Yum.
The sweetness of the mango and a little bit tart, right? Plays well with the cream cheese and the drizzle of sriracha.
It's always a winning combination. And what's the other roll that we have?
The next one is called the YU Sexy. So
I love it.
People feel sexier after this.
I bet they do.
So the inside is spicy tuna, pickled jalapeno and cucumber for the crunch.
Yum.
And it's topped with Miyazaki Japan A5 YU.
Ooh,
And
that
slightly
sounds amazing.
torched.
Let's do it. Now forgive me, I can't eat sushi cutely. I must say, I do feel a little sexier.
Yeah, good.
I think
That was
I
the point.
Well, Lucy, everything that you have placed before us so far has not only smelled amazing, but looks amazing, and dessert is no exception. So what are we diving into next?
It's called the Malay crepe cake, limoncello flavor.
And how many layers is this? Because this is beautifully layered.
20 layers and 4 hours later.
Whoa. Wow. All right, I'll eat it slow. Oh yeah, that was the perfect way to top off the perfect meal that you can get here in Bluefish. It's light, it's fresh, it's a little tart, but not too much. It's a little sweet, but not too much. This is really just, it's a perfect day.
Thanks for coming.
Of course, but we've got some more Coast Life coming your way, and that is something you don't want to miss.
There's the wrong side of the tracks, there's the right side of the tracks, and then there's just being on the tracks, and that's where we are today. We've got David Ludlow joining us with the Lewes Junction Railroad Association. And David, what is this?
Well, this is the newest addition to our historic display here. The addition is actually a railroad coal and water tender for a steam locomotive.
I want to stop you for 1 second. For the people that don't know, what is a railroad steam and tender? Explain what this does.
Okay, so before the age of diesel locomotives that run similar to your automobile or something, this would have been the motive power that the railroads use to switch cars, to move passengers, to move freight. And they burned coal, which they boiled water. They made the steam, and the machine that did that was the steam locomotive. In order to facilitate that, you have to have a lot of water.
Oh, yeah.
You have to have a lot of coal. So this device that you see here would have held all water inside the portion of it, and then up on the top would have been the coal mounded up, and they would have fired that into the steam locomotive.
So how did you guys end up with this piece of machinery?
When we decided that we were going to enter into an agreement with the city to provide a railroad historical display here on this panel of track, we went out seeking the equipment. And you see the caboose was the first piece of equipment we brought in, 1917, Pennsylvania Railroad. The tender is 1913 Pennsylvania Railroad that is mated to the steam locomotive that's in Wilmington.
And that is the next piece of all this? You're bringing one more big chunk to this piece of rail?
We are. We will bring the steam locomotive, which is the device that would have provided the actual motion to pull all of this around. Very large piece of metal, and it's approximately 88 tons.
And where did this track come from? What do we have under our feet right here?
This track is an original piece of track that was from Georgetown to Cape Henlopen, but it actually sat over there in that grassy area alongside the bike trail. When we decided that we were going to have our display, working with the city and working with DelDOT, it made it clear that the safest way to do this, if we were going to display equipment, we needed to move the track over. So we physically rebuilt a new roadbed and brought the track and set it down here from over there.
Now, it's easy to come, if you just drive over this way, you can see these, but you guys are sort of having a launch on a specific day coming up for everything that you've got going here?
We will. May 10th of this year. It's an anniversary date of the driving of the Golden Spike for the Transcontinental Railroad, which was in Promontory Summit, Utah. That was May 10th, 1869. May 10th, 2025, we will be driving another Golden Spike into this rail and celebrating that historic event. It's kind of an anniversary celebration for the building of the Transcontinental Railroad.
And let me finish with this. Let me ask, for anybody that maybe wants to get involved with you guys, that either wants to help out or just come see everything, how can they do that?
They can come and do that. We have the caboose open to the public on the first and the third Sunday of the month. And we will all be here. There's many volunteers else, and we display the caboose. You can come through, see it, and it's explained what it is going on. Now we will explain the tender and its importance and what's going on with it. You don't go inside of it, but you can at least walk around outside of it. That is one way. You can also go to our website, which is lewesjunctionrr.org, and say that you wanted to volunteer.
Is there anything else you wanted to add today before we get out of here?
No, I would encourage everyone to come and see us on May 10th. Again, we'll drive the Golden Spike. It will be a very big event, and we will actually break a bottle of champagne on our newest edition, the Slopeback Tender, and it will be all lettered for the Pennsylvania Railroad on that day.
Well, let me echo that sentiment, because we were just in the caboose a few minutes ago. We've checked out the tender. This is all really neat and cool stuff, especially if you care about history. So come on down on May 10th, get a look at it. Thank you for talking to us today. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're going to get out of here, but there's more Coast Life coming up next.
Well, we know that the summer season is almost here, and unfortunately, with the summer comes the traffic. And if maybe you're looking to get out of the hustle and bustle, but still be able to enjoy all kinds of various outdoor activities, from the waterways and the hiking trails and even the amazing restaurants that we have here along coastal Delmarva, then it's possible that Serenity at Cubbage Pond is going to be the perfect community for you. We are going to show off the Kingfisher model home from Shell Brothers tomorrow on Coast Life, along with so much more fun. But for now, it's time to let you go. Charlie's downstairs getting ready for Coast TV News at 5. That is on the. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow.